Michael Harrison stood at the altar, tears of joy streaming down his face as he gazed at his beautiful bride, Sarah. After losing his first wife, Emma, to cancer 2 years earlier, he thought love had abandoned him forever. But just as he began to recite his vows, a gunshot shattered the silence. Michael collapsed, blood pooling around his white tuxedo as screams echoed through the chapel. The man who had survived unimaginable heartbreak was now fighting for his life on what should have been his happiest day. Michael Harrison, a 45-year-old construction foreman from Portland, Oregon, had endured more pain than most people could imagine. His wife, Emma, battled ovarian cancer for 3 grueling years before passing away in 2022, leaving behind Michael and their twin daughters, aged 16. The grief nearly destroyed him. His daughters watched their father sink into depression, barely leaving his room for months. But in early 2024, through mutual friends, Michael met Sarah Collins, a kindergarten teacher whose gentle spirit slowly began healing his broken heart. Before we go deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, click on the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. The wedding was planned for September 14th, 2024, at Riverside Chapel, a small venue overlooking the Columbia River. Sarah had been incredibly patient with Michael's healing process, understanding his guilt about moving forward after Emma's death. The twins, Jessica and Amanda, had grown to love Sarah, seeing how she brought their father back to life. Wedding preparations began in earnest during the summer months, with Sarah handling most details, while Michael focused on his emotional readiness. But strange occurrences began in the weeks leading up to the ceremony. Michael received anonymous letters questioning whether he deserved happiness after abandoning his first wife's memory. His truck tires were slashed twice in his driveway, and Sarah noticed a man in a dark sedan parked across from her apartment on multiple occasions. When they reported these incidents to police, officers suggested it might be someone opposed to the relationship, perhaps someone who felt Michael was moving on too quickly after Emma's death. The morning of the wedding, both families gathered at the chapel. Emma's sister Patricia had initially opposed the marriage, but eventually came to support Michael's decision. She helped Jessica and Amanda with their bridesmaid duties, all 3 women emotional about this new chapter. Michael's best friend Tom, who had been his pillar of strength through Emma's illness and death, stood ready as best man. The atmosphere was filled with nervous excitement and healing hope. At exactly 4:47 p.m., as Michael began reciting the vows he had carefully written, expressing gratitude for finding love twice in one lifetime, chaos erupted. A gunshot rang out from the back of the chapel, and Michael crumpled to the ground, shot in the chest. Sarah screamed, dropping to her knees beside her bleeding husband. The twins rushed forward, their white bridesmaid dresses quickly stained with their father's blood. Panic consumed the small venue as guests scrambled for cover behind wooden pews. Tom immediately called 911 while Patricia tried to shield the girls from the horrific scene. The shooter, later identified as 34-year-old David Kellerman, stood motionless for several seconds before being tackled by 3 male wedding guests, including Michael's brother-in-law. Sarah pressed her wedding veil against Michael's wound, desperately trying to stop the bleeding while whispering, "Stay with me. Please stay with me." Emergency responders arrived within 8 minutes, finding Michael unconscious but alive. He was rushed to Oregon Health and Science University Hospital, where trauma surgeons worked for 6 hours to save his life. The bullet had missed his heart by mere inches, but caused significant damage to his lung and ribs. If this story is keeping your attention, drop a comment with "Still watching" so we know you're following every detail of this incredible case. Detective Maria Santos led the investigation into what initially appeared to be a random act of violence. However, David Kellerman's background revealed a disturbing connection to the Harrison family. Kellerman had been Emma's oncology nurse at Portland Medical Center during her final months in 2021. Hospital records showed he had been terminated for inappropriate behavior toward patients and families, including making unsolicited comments about their personal lives and relationships. During interrogation, Kellerman confessed to becoming obsessed with Emma's story and developing what he called protective feelings toward her memory. He admitted to stalking Michael for over a year, convinced that Michael's relationship with Sarah was a betrayal of Emma's legacy. The anonymous letters and vandalism had indeed been Kellerman's attempts to prevent the wedding. He told detectives he believed Emma's spirit had asked him to stop Michael from replacing her. The most chilling discovery came 3 weeks after the shooting. While cleaning out Kellerman's apartment, investigators found a detailed shrine to Emma Harrison, complete with photos taken without the family's knowledge, medical records he had stolen from the hospital, and a journal documenting his plans. The final entry, written the morning of the wedding, revealed that if Michael had survived the shooting, Kellerman intended to target Sarah next, believing this would reunite Michael and Emma in the afterlife. The realization that Sarah had unknowingly been living under a death threat for months sent shockwaves through both families. Michael survived and married Sarah in a private ceremony 6 months later. But how do you recover from such trauma? Could you forgive and find love again after something this devastating? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you think about Kellerman's twisted justification for his actions.